Alright, so this process will start off when you get a fellow alert from one of the sites informing you that there's been a new patient. First steps, obviously, you have to sign into Vision. And then make sure you have the appropriate site in the trial folder at the top of the screen selected, and find the appropriate patient. And you click on their name, and then you can go into patient files and find where the VOG file will be, the AutoSuite data extract. If you click on it, it will ask you to open or save. You have to save it. I do it on the desktop just so I remember to where it is. And then while that downloads, unfortunately you can't leave this page and do some other review of history and things, but we'll come back to that in a little bit. Once that's downloaded onto the desktop, you can right click and extract all. And then go into AutoSuite, and this part can get interesting if you're not in the correct folder for your import location. If you try to import from a network drive while you're off-site and on a different network, it will crash you out of AutoSuite. So make sure that you have a local folder. So here I have the desktop folder selected as my import location. And you can go to the patient list, import, and select their name, and then click the import button. This patient's already been imported on this computer, so that won't obviously allow us to do that right now. And then you can go back to the master patient list, double click on their name, and review the VOG results. And then sometimes there's an apparent diagnosis, but typically you'll need additional information. And there you go back into Vision. And under the ED Index Visit folder, or button on the left, there are several pieces of information worth reviewing. So one is Dizzy Details, which is the history, includes different categories, including other neurologic features, migrainous features, auditory or oral features, and timing and triggers. Those are summarized, timing and triggers are summarized at the end by the coordinator who's submitting the data into whether they believe this is an acute vestibular syndrome, an episodic vestibular syndrome, or other. You can look at the NIH stroke scale, the SARA ataxia scale, and CalFRAST as well. Those can all be helpful. Alright, so then after you've reviewed all that and you've come up with what you think the diagnosis is, or you're not sure, you can go to the eligibility tab on the left, and if they're randomized to the treatment arm where you have to make a decision, you pick an appropriate treatment pathway for the patient, and then you have to select that. There will be like a done or confirm button saying that you've verified the pathway. Alright, and that's basically the whole process for determining the pathway. The last step would be you have to go into Task Manager, make sure you have the database, the trial database selected. And then once the patient list is downloaded, you select a registered patient. Hopefully. And then once you select the appropriate patient, you can select this patient to proceed with a task list. And then it will take you to, you click on the tasks button, and it will say expert review, and you can complete the task there. It will take you through a series of questions about where there were which patterns of nystagmus and what your 6 and 12 category diagnoses are. And then you're done.